Morning, this is Mr. Sala. This is for physics and active physics for Monday, September 21st. Today, you have no new work. What you want to do is turn in anything you may have missing. That would be number one. And then number two would be to review the acceleration problems. I did not grade them. What you should be doing is going through this key that is posted and making sure that your answers are matching up with the answers I have on the key here. And again, with acceleration, you are just looking at your magic triangle. Again, here, acceleration is that change in velocity all over time. And again, that change in velocity really means that you're taking your final velocity and then you subtract your initial velocity from that to get your velocity. One thing I did notice from the notes that you took on acceleration from the day previous, when you have a problem that's mentioning slows, that is a D acceleration, and that would mean that your uh, final would go to 0, which means your initial would be a larger number, which means you would have a negative sign. So be careful of that. So review your acceleration problems. And again, if something is not making sense, email me because you will have your quiz tomorrow on velocity and acceleration. One thing I did want to go over is I did grade your silly speed problems, and the most common problem that I think students had was in number 10. So I'll go ahead and solve that here. So the band Green Day left Atlanta after a quick concert at the Phillips Arena at 11 p.m. on a Friday and headed for their next concert day in Miami. While traveling south, the tour bus stopped at Taco Bell for 1 hour, at the Quick Trip for 10 minutes, and at Ellie's Cat Alligator Farm for 1 hour. The total distance covered during the trip was 800 miles and took a total of 20 hours. Now, and then there's two parts. There's two things you're looking to answer. What was the average speed of the tour bus? You're looking for the average speed of the bus when it's in motion during the trip. And then the second part is what time did the tour bus arrive in Miami? So you want to give the day and the time. So for A, you have to take your total time of 20 hours and you have to subtract that 1 hour, that second hour, and then the 10 minutes. All right, so here's again, physics involves kind of some common sense thinking that just didn't seem to be applied to some of these problems. So again, 20 minus 2 would be 18, and then you're left with this 10 minutes. So 10 minutes is really 1/6 of an hour. Okay, so that would actually equate to about 0.17. So you'd also have to minus that 0.17. So your total time traveled then is going to be, or the time spent with the tour bus in motion is actually 17.83 hours. So again, to solve for that, your velocity is your distance over the time, which is 17.83 hours. And then the velocity, which is the average speed of the tour bus in motion during the trip, is going to be 44.9 miles per hour. So that takes care of A. Quite a few of you just did, the 800 divided by the 20 hours, which again, that's not the tour bus in motion. B, I think most people did get that, because if you're 11 p.m. on Friday and you go 24 hours, would be 11 p.m. to Saturday, but you're only doing 20, so you subtract the 4 and you're arriving at 7 p.m. on Saturday. So that's the problem. And again, the big issue was that what was the average speed of the tour bus during the trip? So we're not talking about just the 20 hours. They're giving you this information for a reason, so you needed to subtract that from the initial given time. All right, so that was that problem. You want to go ahead and review all your acceleration answers. If you have any questions, go ahead. Feel free to email me. And then one last note when you're assigned that quiz tomorrow is that pay attention to the directions as you're taking the quiz, because I'm going to incorporate your significant digits in a couple of the problems. And then also you might have to make some conversions, right? So if you're given a problem in miles per hour and I ask for the answer to be in meters per second, you're going to need to make that conversion. Also, if I specify in a problem or two to put the answer in the correct number of digits, you've got to look at the numbers that were given in the problem and then put your answer in those same number of significant digits. So if you had a problem that, say, was given some numbers like 7.9 and then 13.88, you would need to put your answer that equals the least number of significant digits. So then your answer should be in 2 sig figs. Right? Just be careful to the directions for each of the problems. And again, you're going to have some problems on velocity and acceleration, somewhere about 3 or 4 for each. But again, note these things, and if it doesn't specify, then you don't need to worry about significant digits, or if the problem's in miles per hour and there's nothing specifically saying to convert it, then you can leave your answer in miles per hour. So again, I'll probably have somewhere 3 to 4 problems for each. Then you can complete that and turn that in tomorrow. And then I think we're going to do an assignment Wednesday through Thursday that moves away from a little bit of math for a couple of days and then continue to move on. If you have any questions, please email me. Thank you and have a good day and good luck on your quiz tomorrow.